Overseas now, Israeli police say an American tourist has been killed in yet another stabbing spree by a Palestinian. A dozen others were wounded. The attack coming during a two-day visit by Vice President Joe Biden. And the Vice President singing the praises of the American victim, identified as West Point graduate Taylor Force. The 28-year-old served tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, and he was getting his MBA at Vanderbilt.
My condolences to Taylor's family and to all those who are victims of attacks yesterday and every day. Let me say in no uncertain terms, the United States of America condemns these acts and condemns the failure to condemn these acts.
John Huddy is reporting for us live from Jerusalem. John, was Taylor Force targeted because he was an American?
Well, Heather, at this point, it doesn't appear so because, again, as you mentioned, 12 other people were wounded when this Palestinian attacker that we're hearing was 22 years old went on this stabbing rampage. It happened last night in the old city of Jaffa in Tel Aviv, and there's some video that came out, pretty dramatic footage. You can see the attacker running away during a foot chase, and at one point, he actually turns, goes back a couple steps, and stabbed somebody sitting in their car, presumably unaware or not sure about what was going on. And, of course, then this attacker was shot and killed. Now, it happened, and we've been talking about this, not far from where Vice President Biden was meeting with former Israeli President Shimon Peres. And, you know, having to do with this attack, Heather, there were several others yesterday, 3 others yesterday as well, including a community just outside Tel Aviv and then one in East Jerusalem. And now today, there's been 3 more attacks, including another one in Jerusalem. It's actually, Heather, it's becoming really hard to even keep up with the number of attacks. And, of course, this is after 6 months of violence, basically daily attacks in Israel, but more so in the West Bank, targeting Israeli soldiers, security forces. But as we've seen, there have been a number of attacks on civilians in Israeli settlements. And, of course, remember that New Year's Day attack in Tel Aviv. Palestinian gunmen opened fire, killing 3 people there. And a lot of these attacks have been carried out by young Palestinians. Again, in this case, 22 years old. Others, 15, 16 years old, Heather.
Yeah, becoming the norm, unfortunately. John Huddy live for us. Thank you, John.